I wanted to go see him a couple of years ago when he was on tour, and the cheapest ticket to see him was like $290. And that wasn't even on like StubHub. It was crazy. Anyway, 800-919-3776. Hey, the Knicks won last night. 119-104 over Golden State. They're coming up in just a little bit against the Sacramento Kings. You want to know how I know the Knicks are a bad basketball team and you guys just don't want to believe me about it? The Kings at 5-10, who are a bad basketball team, are 3.5-point favorites tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that's accurate. It is. Sacramento minus 3.5 at home to the Knicks. Now, look, I am not going to deny for 1 second the level of defense that the Knicks are playing. They are playing outstanding defense. And defense is all about effort and technique. And Tom Thibodeau has them doing an amazing job in that regard. And that's why they are a bad basketball team that is 8-8 on the year. They have done a fantastic job on the defensive end. And I know how much everybody's talking about how much they love watching this Knicks team. It's tough, it's scrappy, it's so much fun to watch. Oh my God, people, please, just relax. Just settle down. You are getting good contributions from guys like Julius Randle. I mean, a game like last night for Julius Randle, 16, 17 rebounds, an assist short of a triple-double. It's fantastic. Never mind that he's not shooting great from the floor, but that, in the game, he's 4 for 11 for the game. That's fine. He still got it done. I love the fact that R.J. Barrett had a good shooting night, that he had 28 in the game, that he was 10 out of 17, even knocked down a couple of threes. What a nice little change of pace that is. You look at the numbers to start the year, averaging 18, 7, and 4. You know what it is? It's progress. It's progress. I feel good about that. It's progress for R.J. Barrett. I don't, however, think much else about this team. I really don't. I think they are going to be in games and going to win some games because they are so good defensively. But I also think that we're early in the year here. We are only 16 games in. We have already seen them go on a 5-game losing streak. And they have scrapped their way back to this. They're scrappy, they're tough, they're just so much fun to watch. Please, can we stop making it sound like you're watching the mid-90s Knicks with how scrappy and tough and defensive-oriented they are? Can we please stop? Because as far as talented players are concerned, I'm scrolling up and down this roster and, there's potential. I mean, a guy who is the number 3 overall pick in the draft should be a talented player. Julius Randle is doing good things. I'll give you $5, and I just mean one of you, not all of you. I'll give you $5 if Julius Randle is a Knick at the end of the season. He's not going to be. He's going to get traded for a nice, snappy 28th overall pick, something like that, or maybe a few second rounders, that everybody's all excited about because the high school rule is now coming in and second rounders are like gold. Yeah, okay. We'll see. Look, they're still just not that good of a team. They're just not. If you want to be entertained by that, if you want to just watch them play great defense and feel good about all of that, I don't want to strip you of your joy. Okay? There is a difference here. I don't want to strip you of your joy. Myself, I am not joyless. I think we could all use a little bit more joy in our lives. I certainly could. Can I be miserable? Yes. Am I a miserable person? No. No. When, though, we see some people get overly excited about what something is, and we understand that they've been through a lot of pain. We understand that they've been out, as I've said, in that dry as a bone desert for as long as they have. And you get a little glimpse of some water. Don't pretend like you're about to go swimming in the ocean. I kind of want to compare what's going on with the Knicks so far to the Met fans screaming about not spending enough money this offseason. Like, you just got out of hell. You just got out of there. You're on the highway out of town. It's in the rear view. But the first dinner you have on the way out is not going to be a filet. Settle for the Burger King. Okay? Settle for Arby's. Well, don't settle for Arby's. Settle for something McDonald's. That's fine. Just realize what it is. Enjoy it for what it is. But don't build it into something it is not, which is clearly what you are doing so far. This is me looking to protect you. It's me looking to protect you. I don't even know why I mentioned Burger King, by the way, because Burger King and I still have a major détente. We have never made up from the incident back in the early 90s at the drive-thru when they ran out of burgers. I've told you that story, but in case you're unfamiliar, just a brief rundown. The year was 1992, Madison, New Jersey, Burger King on Main Street. They had a 2 burgers, 2 fries, $2 special that summer. 2 burgers, 2 fries, $2 for a young man with not much money. That hit the spot. And so one night with some friends, late at night, approaching, let's say, midnight, we pulled up to the drive-thru, was told, we're out of burgers. And I got a little upset. I didn't do anything physical. I just was screaming at the drive-thru box. I'm not even thinking about the poor people operating the drive-thru. But I may have yelled the phrase, "You call yourselves the Burger King." And I was asked to never return to that particular Burger King in Madison, New Jersey, and I haven't been back since. At any rate, the point is, just enjoy stopping at, Wawa or stopping at 7-Eleven and picking up a couple of goodies on the way out of hell where you've been. Don't expect it to be an amazing meal right out of the gate. This was such a circuitous route to get to my point of, while you're enjoying the Knicks, just freaking settle down and don't expect this to go from 0 to 100. They are still a bad basketball team. They are a bad basketball team that plays good defense, that's well coached. Good for you. That's nice. They're not a playoff team. They're not anything more than that. And they may be 8-8, but they are nothing to write home about. It's just me not wanting you to get your hopes up, because hope is a dangerous thing. I like hope in some cases. Jets have hope. You can have a lot of hope there. I don't want you to get your hopes up for the short term. I'm excited about the Knicks long term because I think the pieces are in place in terms of who's running the show, and Thibodeau, and Leon Rose, Worldwide West. I love it all. I love it all. Cautious optimism. Realistic optimism. Stay in your lane. 912. I'm Chris Carlin. Nick, pregame coming up in just a bit. Knicks and the Sacramento Kings. Get excited in just a little bit.
It's Carlin.
I don't need you taking me back into pain.
On 98.7 ESPN.
You are down.
Tournament of Champions returns to Four Seasons Golf and Sports Club Orlando, and you can watch it all live. Tune in on Golf Channel and NBC to watch LPGA champions compete alongside world-class celebrities, including Ray Allen, Toby Keith, Aaron Hicks, Larry the Cable
He
Guy,
just sent
and
us
more.
something to record something.
Catch all the action.
What was that?
January
Come on.
21st to 24th. Visit
He sent us the wrong script.
diamondlpga.com for more details.
Hey guys, Bart Scott. You got a hard time taking pills?
Why?
Go to BlueChew.com.
I was so happy that I was like, oh, I'm all set.
Blue Chew got the same active ingredients as so you can put a smile back on her face.
So he needs
you
me
can
to
strut
redo the
your stuff
tag?
like
Is that the deal?
Yeah.
stuff on a full stomach.
I'll just redo the whole spot.
All right.
Kill it. Let's just do it. Steve's killing me.
Happy.
He's killing me. Results are in from the poll last night. First impressions of Name That Tool. As I indicated earlier, and I certainly said last night, it was executed poorly on my part and just overall not good. And we've got to go back to the drawing board on Name That Tool. But as far as what you had to say about Name That Tool, we gave you two options. Should we keep it? It's got some potential. Or should we scrap it? It's garbage. Well, 54.5% of you said keep it. It's got some potential. While 45.5% of you said it's garbage. That's a big enough margin that it will come back in some way, shape, or form here in the next couple of weeks. We'll give it another shot. In the meantime, I will endure your Nick calls at 800-919-3776. Sil is in Oyster Bay. Sil, what's going on?
What's up, brother?
How are you, dude?
So I'm all right, man. I usually agree with a lot of the stuff you're saying, but let's just put this in perspective. And I'm not hating on you. You have a lot of good points all the time. you understand what everyone's been dealing with for the past 10 to 15 years as a Knicks fan?
20 years,
Let
I do.
alone
I
maybe
do.
two-
I understand that.
Okay, so and you also know what everyone's dealing with all the BS going on the past year. Pandemic, staying home, not working, face masks, the whole nine. You understand that, right?
Yeah, and I'll admit I didn't take that into account.
Okay. So I get your rants. I know you want to get ratings up and make people talk.
No, that's
but
not why I'm
you're
doing
right.
it. No. That's not why I'm doing it. It's what I honestly believe, and they do pay me to tell you what I think. So
That's
I
fine.
do honestly believe you just need to settle down a bit.
No one is saying that the Knicks are going to the playoffs. No one is saying that they're the best thing since sliced bread. All we are saying is to have a team that plays defense, that doesn't start a team down 10 or 15 points to start a game, like 9 times out of 10. We're happy that we have somewhat of a formidable coach. We have somewhat of a formidable lineup and a strategy. Finally, for the first time in 20 years, man. Give it a break. I think you're reaching on this one. I really do.
Well,
And I
no,
understand-
listen, okay. Your points are salient points, okay? I'm not going to argue with the notion that it's nice to see them not get run out of the building right out of the gate. And they do play defense, and that's encouraging. And I believe that Tom Thibodeau is the right guy, and you're seeing why right away. All good things. I would disagree with you about this. There are an awful lot of Knicks fans who have called the station, who have tweeted at me, who are screaming and yelling that the Knicks are going to the playoffs. There are a lot of them.
And they're idiots.
that feel-
And they're absolute idiots. And those are fair weather. Those are fair weather fans. Let's put it in perspective.
Well, I wouldn't
man.
say they're fair weather fans. I would say that when you began this call with, take a look at what we've endured for the last 20 years, they've gotten overly excited about what they're seeing. So that makes me just want to, hey, be careful here. Okay? That's all.
I hear that, and we know we have to be careful because we've been let down with every type of scenario you could think of. Whether it's trading away the whole team for Carmelo when you're going to sign them the free agency, whether you trade KP for assets to try and sign the big people. I mean, we can go one for one and keep going with this. But I mean, I'll let it be, man. I get you got to get content for your show, but you're definitely reaching on this, man.
Sell. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. It's not me trying to get content. It's not any of that. What it is sharing what I think. And I have seen people that very early on in this process, because it's been such a very positive experience right away, got overly hyped for what it is. What it is a scrappy team. Okay. You want to be excited by that, be excited. I don't, as I said, I don't want to take away your joy because you're right. And I'll even be more fair about it, Sil. I didn't take into account what's been going on the last year. I didn't. And that's very fair. A lot of people dealing with a lot of crap, looking for something to feel good about. You're right. You're right about that. However, let's just keep it in perspective. That's all. Corey in Hackensack is next, 98.7 ESPN. Corey, what's going on, bud?
Nothing. How you doing?
Good.
So I definitely think it's. I agree that it's crazy to think that the Knicks are going to make the playoffs, but at the same time, it's definitely too early. But the East is just not as good as it was advertised to be. The Bucks are not playing that well. The Nets are not playing that well. All these teams, the Hawks were supposed to be good. All these teams that were supposed to be pretty good in the East are not that great. You know, Miami's playing terrible. You know, so I think it's possible to say that they have a chance if they even stick near 500. And I agree the Knicks are still not even that good, but the East is just not that great.
Well, the East is always not that great, first of all. Secondly, staying near 500 is asking a lot from this team. You know, that in a 72-game season is winning 36 games. And if they did that in an 82-game season, that would be a massive win for them. I'm still not of the opinion that they're going to win north of 30. And I realize they've got 8 already in 16 games, and that's pretty impressive. But some of the points that you made already, in support of your argument actually would support mine more. The Hawks have not played well so far. The Heat have not played well so far. I mean, that's a team that went to the finals, for Pete's sake. You know, I'm not going to rule these guys out. I'm sorry?
So you think those teams, the Hawks, the Heat, the Raptors, those teams are going to eventually move up to the top?
Yeah, I mean, the Raptors are 5-9. Do you honestly believe the Raptors are going to be bad all season?
I don't know. Truthfully, I haven't watched them. I haven't watched Miami. I haven't watched the Hawks. I just, there's an old saying, you are what your record says you are.
Yeah, but it's still too early in the year for that to be the case. And I know what you're saying, and thanks for the call, Corey. I think it's way too early in the year to be going by that saying. Like, that's not something that you start to really live by until you get much later in the year. Brian in Wayne, New Jersey, next. Brian, what's going on?
Nothing much, Chris. Hope you're having a good night. As a fan, listen, I buy season tickets when I knew they were going to be bad, but that's just me, right?
Right.
So I can't see myself going into a season just be like, oh, yeah, they're going to suck. That's just not the way to do it. I believe these first few games have helped me believe even more. But, you got to go in this 100%, right? These players are going in this like they're going to make it. It's not like, we're going to see what we can do. No. We're a great team, and the defense has stepped up, which was what they're lacking. I mean, they're holding everybody to low points. I mean, that definitely is something, right? That's where
but you just said they were a great team.
Well, when will they become a great team?
When they have more talent. Thanks for the call, Brian. When they have more talent. They don't have enough talent right now. Everything else you pretty much said is accurate. They're playing great defense. They're doing all the things that you're supposed to do when you're this kind of team. As much as it's ironic, isn't it, that I'm knocking the Nets because they don't play any defense, yet they've got 3 tremendous players. But who do we expect to have a better year this year? It's not even close. And you've got 3 superstars on the other team. That's not fair. My point is just with the Knicks. Enjoy it for now for what it is, but don't get ahead of yourselves. That's all I'm telling you. Because you guys know this isn't a great team. You know it. You know it. Because you weren't expecting an 8-8 start. Brian Mungia, outstanding job. Knicks and the Sacramento Kings coming up next. Carlin, out.
Listen up, security dot.
Good stuff, Chris.
All right, brother.
That was so much fun.
Good job.
And now we're getting more calls.